Welcome to Revealing the Narc. Join me as I highlight narcissistic traits in celebrities and public figures. Everything here is in my opinion and not professional advice. If you enjoy the analysis, please like and subscribe. In today's video, I'm so excited to share with you a conversation I had with Rusting Dollface. If you're not aware of her, she is absolutely great. She is so funny, and I highly recommend you follow her on Twitter or X. Here is information about her account, and I also highly recommend you follow her on YouTube. She just recently created this channel. There's going to be a lot of great content coming there soon, so I highly recommend you subscribe and follow her. You will really enjoy yourself. She is very, very funny and witty. She's incredibly witty. With no further ado, let's get into it. Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I am honored to have Resting Dollface with me. And yeah, we're just gonna have a great conversation. Hi Resting Dollface.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Thank you so much.
Awesome. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, so what sparked your interest in Meghan Markle?
Oh gosh. Okay. When she first was linked with Harry, I did not remember her name. It was just, hey, Harry's getting married. It's an actress. She's on a show. I didn't watch the wedding. I just looked up pictures of the dress after. And then while real life was going on, for some reason, Harry and his wife kept just popping up on the news all the time. Like the most inconsequential things became these huge announcements. Oh, they're leaving the Royal Foundation. Oh, they're doing this. Oh, they're taking a break. Oh, they're blah, 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 blah. And it just got to be so quick in the tempo all the time that I said, something's going on here. So yeah, it wasn't until like right as they were leaving that I went, oh my gosh, let me look into this. And even then I went in very skeptically going, oh, people are just picking on her. People are just, until you actually look beyond the headlines. And when I did, that was when I went, oh gosh, there's something here.
What was like one of the most surprising things that you found out in the beginning
That's a
that
good
like had
question.
you like, okay, I need to look even further?
Yeah. Um, I have to say, when I went, like, if we go chronologically, one of the first things was that engagement interview because certain things she was saying, it was just kind of odd. It wasn't a natural flow of conversation, and she seemed to like to speak a whole lot. Instead of it being, the dynamic was different. Just instead of it being, oh, hey, Harry, tell us about your beautiful fiance, it was, Meghan, you've been dying for this moment to talk. Why don't you tell us the narrative you think we should have? That's how it came across to me. And I was just really interested to learn more at that point. And then certain things just didn't start it was just the way the stuff came out that it didn't seem to just flow naturally, if that makes sense.
Yeah, completely. I have to admit, I didn't really recognize anything until, I mean, maybe about a year ago. And that's the story that like hooked me was what allegedly happened during one of her wedding gown dressings when Princess Charlotte was there. Like that story
Mm,
was so out of control.
yeah.
And it was so like reminiscent of things that I had been through that I was like, okay, I need to look into this. And it was just like a flood. Like they're like floodgates, right? Like once you start really looking at videos of her, stories about her, it's just the evidence is like piling up and piling up. So why do you think like because it's easy, right, to find out what kind of character she is. You just watch a couple of videos and it's like, whoa, right? So why do you think there are still so many people that really admire her so much?
Because I think for them, sometimes people see what they want to see. And a lot of the people, I'm a huge Hollywood buff. And a lot of people don't seem to know who she is. Even though she married Prince Harry, nobody knows who she is. So she's benefited a lot off of this alleged PR from her team this whole time. Oh, Meghan's this. Oh, Meghan's that. And so people having the attention span of a zucchini, we're all busy. We're all trying to keep up with cost of living, life, sickness, everything. When they do hear about her, it's a headline. So if they're not taking the time to look into it further, she's like a D-list celebrity, almost like a reality show person that you can't say either way on. She's just kind of there. So you do have some people who are thinking, hey, she's getting an unfair shake because they see the headlines all the time. They're not seeing these videos that mainstream media is not showing. You do an incredible job at finding those videos. She's very good at posing for the camera. So yeah, she can go on a magazine cover. Yeah, she can get clickbait. But can she perform? No. And your videos are showing exactly that. And I think a lot of people who saw that in real life knew that there was an issue.
I agree, and thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I definitely have a good time making the videos. It's really fun to analyze her, and yeah, I just feel like she is such a great person to study and to learn. And like in my opinion, like my perspective, when I watch videos of her, I still like my initial reaction is still like one of hope.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I think that might be part of it that we really wanted her to be successful. We
Yeah.
really wanted to believe of all the good they were going to do. And Princess Diana's son has found this wonderful woman and they're going to, continue the causes that his mom cared so much about. And then like within 30 seconds of watching a video clip, like she can't help it. And the mask slips or she pushes him. And I mean, this was starting like my first goal when I started this channel was to see when the behavior started.
Mm-hmm.
The behavior was always there.
Yeah.
Like literally when they met, she was already pushing and pulling on him.
Yeah. And
And
I didn't
actually,
notice that at first. That video of her, their first official public outing at the 2017 Invictus Games. I was like, whoa, the claw was out then? That's got to be so uncomfortable.
yeah. Yeah, and she like when I think of that Invictus, the scene I remember is when they're walking in with the torn jeans and it just seemed like they were so in sync. And he
Mm-hmm.
looked like he had control and power. Like he looked like a man, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I guess what I mean by that is not to be, what I mean by that is he felt like he was in control. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say he looked like a man, but he was standing up tall and he had confidence and he was,
Yes.
very proud to have her by his side. And he was leading. He was
Yeah.
leading.
And
And
he should, not because of a feminist or, misogyny type thing. It was his event. If he's the
exactly.
founder, and we know it's been rewritten, but let's just say, for argument's sake, he's the founder of Invictus, he was the veteran, well then yeah, he should be taking the lead. That's his.
Oh my gosh, I'm actually going through Invictus, I think 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. I have some clips coming out. Oh goodness. I mean, she just is unbelievable.
Oh well, I cannot
It's too
wait.
much. Yeah. So, do you think that Megan was always planning on leaving the royal family?
I do, and I say that because her former manager, Gina Nelthorpe Crown, did that. I don't know if it was an essay or an article in the Daily Mail right as they announced Megxit. She even said, I thought she would have hung in there longer. But her plan was to always get a wealthy British man, go back. She knew her time was limited. The success from Suits was only going to be so much. She needed something to go back as like a novelty. And she wanted to be received as an A-lister in Hollywood. And then you had Tom Bower's Revenge, confirming that.
Mm-hmm.
And then even Lizzie Cundy, before all of that, saying, I knew Meghan Markle in 2013, and she was all over here going, hey, I need a rich British man, blah, blah, or famous British man. Who can you hook me up with? So yeah, I don't think she ever intended to stay. All these stories that come out going, she tried, this is a straw that broke the camel's back. It seemed more like she was looking for any excuse.
I agree. I agree. And I think in Tom Bower's book, there's so much detail that I can't recall the specifics, but she had contracts signed.
Yeah.
Like she didn't, I forget, like it was like her, I don't know what agency. She never even canceled those contracts. Like she intended on, leaving at some point. And I do wonder though, if the royal family, let's say they gave in and gave them that like half in, half out, and
Mm-hmm.
if she was able to merch, like would she hang around? And honestly, as I'm answering that, my thought is she'd only show up for the balcony type events, I
Oh yeah,
think.
and like everything that they do now, even her visiting that school in Harlem and the set. Could you imagine if she would have stayed half in and half out of the royal family? She would have had her PR, her team calling up, King Charles's office going, well, no, Meghan needs to stand here because we've got the cameras. Okay. So we're going to need you to move about 2 spaces to the left. Yeah, you're the king. Don't worry. This is just for the 100th episode of her cooking show.
Oh
You know,
my goodness.
they wouldn't be able to work because they'd be constantly having to move around her production, right?
She'd be at the coronation like, excuse me, King Charles, can I sit there, please?
Yeah. Oh, can we do a hug? Oh, you want to put the crown on me?
Yeah.
Okay. Wouldn't that be great? I
It's
can see
only
it. Yeah.
it's only for the show.
Yeah. Nobody's going to get this. This is a private picture. My phone was hacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Why was
gosh.
Sacred there?
Yeah, what? Who called them? Oh, you can
Yeah.
call them? What do you think happened between Harry, Meghan, and Catherine and William?
Oh, okay. So they all lived in Kensington Palace or on palace grounds, as they like to correct everybody, right? Oh no, I'm so sorry you're not homeless and living in a house your family gave you that your much taller brother-in-law and much taller sister-in-law lived in for a very long time with a child, right? I think,
Palace adjacent.
yeah, servant quarter like.
Actually, this triggered a memory. Have you ever watched Seinfeld?
Here and there, I'm going to tell you this, and I'll say it a lot. Like a lot of things, like, oh, how did you not see that when it was on? I'm like, I was busy.
I'm a huge Seinfeld fan. I watch it now, and there's one episode where George is telling a story to Jerry,
Mm-hmm.
and George was at his girlfriend's house and helping clean up after a get together. And when he went to the trash can, he saw that there was an eclair that had one bite taken out of it, just sitting on top of the trash.
Mm-hmm.
So he picked it up and ate it. And the girlfriend's mom walked in and was like, oh my gosh, like it was horrible. And Jerry was like, refuse adjacent is refuse. So it's
Yeah.
like palace adjacent is palace.
Yeah. Look, if you're in the janitor's closet in 90210, you still are in 90210. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
no, you're absolutely right. And that's the thing. I think I think she has these unrealistic expectations. So to her, this was my moment. This was everything I signed up for. My team's going to do this. Oh no, the palace is not, jiving with all that. Okay, well, we got to hide it from them. You can only hide so much when you're sharing staff with the
Hmm.
future king, right? And you've been with them for years.
Hmm.
And I think that was a huge part of the problem. So the bullying thing, you know, when nobody was around, it was very much I'm this person now and you're beneath me. And then when caught, it was like, I'm new, I'm a toddler, I'm so sorry I threw the milk on the floor on purpose. Don't be mad at me.
Hmm. And
you
it's
know?
like these bullying allegations, it's not like they're only in the UK. There
Mm-hmm.
were stories when she was in Toronto. There are stories now when she's in LA. In each of these three situations, she had three different positions. She was an actress and a model in one. She was a senior working royal family member in another. And now she is, I mean, an entrepreneur. I don't know.
Yeah,
But the allegations are,
entrepreneur
yeah, whatever. Media
slash
personality.
investor.
What is it that on South Park? Victim. Forget like the, oh gosh, but
Oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, let's come up with a brand for you.
yeah,
Sorority girl, this victim.
yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I think this fits in straight with if they planned on leaving the royal family. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if Meghan's goal was to leave the royal family before she even got in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then she would have to create conflict with for Harry to have with other people,
Yeah.
right? And so she knew she had to mess up those relationships. And
Oh, for
I think actually Megan wanted William and that did not work. Like he was not having it. So I think her first plan maybe was, okay, I'll date Harry and then maybe, okay, I should say allegedly and in my opinion. And,
sure.
and
All of this is allegedly in our opinions, unless we reference somebody there.
yeah. And it's like, when that didn't happen, it was like, okay, well, now I need to isolate Harry
Mm-hmm.
because at some point people are going to recognize this behavior. I mean, she couldn't even hide it. They recognized it immediately. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, one of the first things was like how proud she was that she answered the door barefoot when they came over for dinner for the first time. Like, if I was meeting my partners and it was her boyfriend at the time. I don't know if I was meeting his brother, no matter what rank or whatever, like I would want to be formal when I meet them.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the thought of and please understand, in high school, I was so gung ho feminist and no women should serve on the front line and everything else too. And I can pick a good fight. But if I came over, this, okay, so if, let's say I'm Catherine and I'm walking over to have dinner at my brother in law's abode to meet his lady friend who's been kind of staying with him for a while, it's serious, and she answers the door barefoot,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to feel right off the bat that she has no desire to want to be friends with me.
Uh-huh.
She's basically set up territory. I'm coming into her place. She's making it very clear how lax she is, and she does not feel the need to put on formality because she's already made herself quite at home. It feels weird.
You know what else I think it could be? So
Mm.
something that narcissists do is that they love bomb you. And the goal of love bombing is to create intimacy when intimacy isn't warranted. And intimacy can be, you know, with a romantic partner and it could be in friendships and familial relationships.
Mm.
So it might be that in Megan's head, she was like, the more comfortable I am, then the quicker I can get this. Like, let's move past the formality. You're coming into this home. We are so comfortable. We can walk around barefoot and in torn jeans. Like, just come over and we'll have a glass of wine. Like, I think
Oh,
that might be what was in her head. Like, let's create this false look of intimacy and like love bomb Catherine. That's another thing I could see could be Megan's goal. And that is kind of in line with what happened. I think it was in Tom Bauer's book, and I think it was the Fab Four interview when she asked Catherine for lip balm.
yeah.
You only ask that of people that you feel you're close and intimate with. So by asking that, she's almost trying to artificially create this closeness when they don't even know, we don't know you.
So, do you think she did that with Eugenie? Because we've seen those pictures of them. Oh my gosh, it's October. It's Halloween and information's about to come out. We're like, whatever, one last hurrah. And you see how those pictures of her comfy with Eugenie. You think she did that with Eugenie and she was trying to do that with Catherine too?
I think it's her MO and she does it with everybody. And I
Mm,
think that there's some people that can see beyond it, and there's some people that just love the idea of forming relationships quickly, right? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's a dangerous thing to do because there are a lot of people that are out there to take advantage of you. So
yeah,
being naive and trusting, although it might seem like good qualities to have, we all of us really need to be careful of who we are allowing around us.
yeah.
And like there's one thing I always say, that there are four things that people earn. And I actually, this is how I say it. There are four things that I no longer give away freely. And I say that because I used to. And those things are my time, my respect, my love, and oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the fourth one.
Those are good though, because I agree. I'm like, dude, my time is valuable and that sounds like work or drama, right? You don't have to RSVP to that. And you're absolutely right because one, everybody wants to feel seen. Everybody wants to feel loved. And there are these times where, yeah, you just click with somebody and it's great, but then you do feel like, why is this person trying to push themselves into my life?
Hmm.
Right? Like you
And
can
this,
feel them kind of trying too quickly.
And this is the lack of boundaries. This is exact
Hmm.
what we're talking about is exactly that. It's a lack of boundaries. They're trying to tear down these boundaries to create this false intimacy, and it it's not a good sign
No.
if that's happening.
Yeah.
Because when someone is trying to rush into something, they're probably hiding something. There's
Yeah.
probably something that they know if they don't hurry this up and get it done quickly, there's going to be something found out. And I mean, I think that's what happened ultimately with their marriage too. Meghan was like, we need to rush it before he sees. We need to rush it before he meets my family and finds out the truth. We need to rush it before his family finds out exactly who I am.
Yeah. And she, she also had that whole agenda in her head. It's like, hey, okay, so I need this to get to that next place. So, yep, we're in love, we're in love, we're in love. But I also think like Harry dropped the bomb on something where he said, all right, well, we promised, at least 2 years. Ooh, what was that about? So yeah, they couldn't tell them what they were doing, right?
When did that happen? The 2 years thing.
Oh gosh, was it I want to say that was in the Oprah interview when they finally let Harry have a talk where it was something to the effect about when they were talking about Meghan having, coming into the royal family, it was, well, Meghan, do you want to still have a career? Because if you do, Charles wants a slim down monarchy and we would support that. We would help you have a career. And instead of having these titles and instead of having this big wedding, you guys do it this way. She's like, no, no. This is progress. I'm moving towards this. So now she's got that whole, oh, I gave up my career, even though she was unemployed, for the family.
Mm-hmm.
When it was, to me, she wanted that wedding. She wanted the coverage. She wanted the title. She wanted the content and covers of her being covered everywhere because she's a duchess and she's doing work and it's her Diana moments, right? But during the interview, this, the whole finding freedom and we had to leave and nobody was protecting us. And Harry comes on, he goes, yeah, well, we had a discussion and it was, minimum stay of 2 years. I was like, ooh, it doesn't sound like Harry heard the rest of the interview because that's not matching up.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I never noticed that. Well, thank you so much for coming here, Resting Dollface. This was such a good time, such a pleasant conversation. I'm looking forward to having you on again soon. I would love it if you would come on again.
Oh, same here. Look, and please, please, please. I'd love to have you as a guest as well. I really cannot get over the clips that you find because I've been wondering for the longest time, really nobody had a smartphone or something out. We only have these same pictures being used and you are just incredible with the way you come up with this. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And everyone out there, if you're not already subscribed to Resting Dollface, please go and subscribe to her. She is great. She is great. I mean, you just got a taste of her in this last 20 minutes or so. So, all right. Well, thank you. Thank you. that, and then I'll
Thank you
add.
so much for having me on. I greatly, greatly appreciate it.
I do too. I do too. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. I definitely need to do that again with Resting Dollface. I am going to be going on her channel pretty soon too. So this was incredibly fun. I hope you enjoyed it too. Just as a reminder, please go and subscribe to her on YouTube. She just created this channel and it's going to be amazing. She also has a very interesting and funny X account, so please go ahead and follow her there if you're not doing that already. Well, I am so excited that you all were able to enjoy this with me. I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you all soon. Goodbye.